Alright guys, welcome back. So before we move this to Substance Painter, there's one more thing I forgot to do. I did define the roughness, but I forget the stitches again. So let's do that real quick, just the blend. Now that goes to the bottom, and then a uniform color. For the stitch, I should make them really rough, and that goes to the foreground, and the opacity will be our stitch mask. Okay, so that way our stitches are not shiny. Okay, cool. So now we do have a new material here, and we need to publish it as a substance. Okay, so what we do here is we go save this guy first. Okay, let's call this show substance. Okay, and then we can publish it. So I go create this little publish selected element. Okay, and then we can call this show leather. I think this is actually gonna contain two things: the metal button and the padded cushion. So let's see what we will have. Okay, what we will have. So let's just hit OK, and it's gonna save it as a substance, and we can use it. Okay, so back here to Substance Painter. Let me close that, and then actually go to Substance Painter, right? And we can go for a file, import resources, add resource, and we look for that show substance, show leather. This one we just published and open. Okay, and then we can change that to a base material and import it into the project and import. Okay, you can see two things, right? The leather and the metal, and the leather is going to be the one we use, right? So what we do here is I'm going to go to the layers, and I'm going to create a new fill layer and call this guy inner paddled cushion. Okay, and then we go drag the cushion here. Okay, you can see it's applied to the model. Yeah, it's just really big, so we can lower down the scale, right? Shrink it to something smaller. All right. I think it appears to be a little bit too shiny in here. Oh well. I'm gonna give it a black mask, right? And then I'm gonna give it a tint and use selection and change it to face, right? We can grab some of the faces in the middle. Actually, I think that's what I want. So keep on going to the top part. All right, go back to the paint. You can see now we're populating that over here. I believe there is a rotation that we can do somewhere in the material. Back here to the material. Yeah, I can rotate it. All right, so now we're having this padded cushion on the inside. Maybe just scale wise, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this looks all well and good, but we could also further enhance it. Actually, I don't want it to have that, so let me go to the paint, change my color to, go to the selection, change the color to black. Let's select these guys off. Okay, so when we have situations like this, and something doesn't work, right, and you kind of want it to be able to fix it. So what you can do, and before I do that, maybe I can just use paintbrush to to define it properly. I mean, it's gonna be over here. Yeah. Maybe that should belongs to that. I'm not sure. But ours is a little bit too shiny, as you can see. So the roughness doesn't work as we want it to be, essentially. But we can actually give it some control here. We could actually fix it here right away. But just to show you, right, we can add some attribute here when we're publishing it to be able to control that. So let's go ahead and take a look. So when we're doing this roughness here, and it's over here, right? And we want to be able to make it behaves, to be able to control it, and also maybe the color, right? So I'm gonna grab this guy and then go to the color and click there and say expose. And call this guy. I could give it a new name called leather CD or color. And hit OK, and OK here. And this then will becomes a attribute that you can define in Substance Painter. And we can also have like a roughness slider here to control the roughness. So I think I can create a maybe a levels. Okay, right, and go to slider and let's see level in middle. Yeah, that's gonna be the one we can tweak the roughness. So I can go expose that and call this guy new roughness offset and hit OK and OK. Now we have two inputs, right? If you double click in the empty space, you can see there are inputs, and we have the leather color and roughness offset input parameters. Now if we just publish this again and just override that, yes, and OK. Back here to Painter, we should be able to reload it. Okay, now we go down here to the attributes. Or no, it's not giving us that. Maybe I need to reload it, like actually reload it, because it's not giving me that. Yeah, now I have it, so maybe it just takes some time. So in the parameters, we can change the color now. Right. So can make it something brighter or darker. I think I can go to the picker here and pick this guy's color. Actually, not that. Pick this guy's color. I can go to the base color here and then go pick. Okay. All right. And go back to material by hitting M. What else? Yeah, I can control the roughness. So the roughness offset, right? I can make it a little bit rougher. Or is that making it more shinier? Let's see. So this guy, right? I cannot change it anymore because it's locked, but I can change it here. Yeah, that's make it more lesser rough, so I need to lower that down actually. Yeah, to make it not as rough. Right, cool. Now you can see we can use this, right, to just make our own material and use that as like a palette cushion on the inside. I think it's okay now. Maybe what I need to change is just how much it's repeating. So there is a gizmo here also. That's right. So we can use that to tweak it. Okay, maybe even smaller here. It's a little bit too strong when it comes to the normal map and head map because we're having both. So we can say, okay, I want maybe not the normal, just the head, or maybe not the head, just the normal. Yeah, I think that's better. Or maybe I have the head, but I can change how much I want the head. All right, cool. So through the last two videos, what we went over is basically using, instead of using the material that we have in the shelf or from substance jar or substance source, I showed you how to make your own, right? I think that's important. You have to be able to make your own at some point, right? Not just stealing others all the time. When did I pen that? Let's go ahead and erase that. I'll put the pen and use black. That's not this guy's, but it looks like this guy's. Go to this pens. Yeah, now I can erase that. Okay, so let's move on to the next video and we do some final refinements to finalize this show texturing. Okay, see you next time.